AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm not doing well, of course, as a Knicks fan. Rough night last night. We're going to have a real solid discussion about Jalen Brunson. We're going to discuss some other things as well. But this video is going to mostly be about Jalen Brunson. Last night was a very bad loss. Very bad loss. Where should I start? At this point, do we just accept Jalen Brunson for who he is? I'm going to ask again. Pause. Good morning. Good morning. Terrible morning. But as a Knicks fan, as a diehard Knicks fan, as a Brunson stan, life must go on, right? I didn't sleep. As you can see, look at me. I didn't sleep. We are called Knicks Rehab for a reason. And last night was exactly why we're called Knicks Rehab. But let's start with Jalen Brunson. As a Knicks fan, as Knicks fans, should we just accept Jalen Brunson for who he is and not criticize him, not critique him, not talk about his flaws? Should we just not say anything and just be happy and grateful that he's here? Pause. It's not about winning a series. It's about trying to win a championship. It's not about winning a series. I'm not worried about beating the Atlanta Hawks in the first round. I'm worried about, are we going to win a championship? So I'm going to ask again, as Knicks fans, should we just accept who Jalen Brunson is and not have to criticize him when he plays bad, when he plays horrific? Because when other players play bad, we get on you know what, right? Ben Kiro played bad in the play-in, and we jump to conclusions. He should be traded. He's trash. He's this, he's that. And he comes out game one against Detroit and wins. So once again, I'm asking, should we not ever criticize Jalen Brunson? Like, when do we put the fandom to the side and talk basketball? I'm going to ask that again. When do we put our fandom, our bias, our stand for a player and just talk basketball and just break down the game? Last night, Jalen Brunson and Mike Brown were the reason that we lost game 2 at home. Big shout out Carlton in the building. AP Nick, what up? Send this live out, share this live. I just want to have a discussion with y'all. I'll be very brief, right? But I'm going to say again, I didn't sleep. Yeah, it's a bad morning. Look at me. I don't even care. Jalen Brunson took it upon himself to go one-on-one against CJ McCollum. Should we not criticize him or critique him or analyze or break down that? Once again, as Knicks fans, are you a hater? Are you not a Knicks fan? Are you wrong if you criticize Jalen Brunson? We could criticize everyone else. Like I said, we put Ben Carroll through hell as bad as he played in the play-in that one game. Right? We talk about LeBron, KD. We talk about everybody. Are we not allowed to talk about Jalen Brunson when he costs you a playoff game? Forget being a Knicks fan. Let's just be a basketball fan for the moment. Last night, Jalen Brunson single-handedly forgot about everyone. He was terrible last night. You lost a one-on-one duel to a 40-year-old. Now, granted, CJ McCollum is a baller. I said this last season and this season. I would love CJ McCollum on the Knicks. He's probably just what we're missing. But granted, Jalen Brunson, the young lion, lost a battle to the old lion. That don't supposed to happen. The problem with the Knicks, we allow one player to beat us. Let's go back in time, reminisce. Last season against the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals, we allowed Siakam by himself one game to beat us, where he gave OG a 40 ball. Last night against the Atlanta Hawks at home, we allowed CJ McCollum to single-handedly beat us by himself. And now it's a series. Instead of being up 2-0, we're going back to Atlanta 1-1 tied. But let's stay with Jalen Brunson. Big shout out to the chat. Big shout out to the members. Y'all see the Cash App ABTV3. Y'all see the Instagram AB AllBall TV 3_. I'm not yelling. I'm not putting on no theatrics. I'm not trolling. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, and I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep. Troy Spencer, you're 100% correct. Karma is a you-know-what. I tell Detroit, I tell everybody else to be humble. My ass needs to be humble. Nostalgic Nick, what's up? So let's stick with Jalen Brunson, right? Last night, Jalen Brunson took it upon himself. Right now, granted, he had 29 points, 10 of 26 from the field, 7 assists. But he got no one involved. He got no one involved last night. He took the air out of the building by himself single-handedly. And he's done this numerous times. I'm going to ask again. As Knicks fans, should we just be okay with Jalen Brunson being like this? Because he's brought so much to the city, to the team. Because, he's brought now excitement and an opportunity to be 50-plus win seasons and playoff appearances. Should we not say anything about Jalen Brunson? Chat, give me a thumbs up. How's my Wi-Fi? Am I looking good? Am I sounding good? Please, somebody a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Am I looking good? Am I sounding good? This is rough. This is rough. Thank you, Rhonda Flores. This is rough. I'm going to ask again. As Knicks fans, we understand what Jalen Brunson's done for us in these 4 seasons he's been here. We're relevant. We're successful. We're just a playoff contending team season after season, back-to-back 50-plus wins, all-star, all-NBA. So he's brought a lot to the city. He's brought a lot to the basketball team. But when he does things like last night, are we not allowed to discuss it? Should we be scared to talk about Jalen Brunson? How long are we going to continue to blame Mike Brown and his coaching style, his adjustments, Karl Anthony Towns not being aggressive in demanding the basketball, Todd Bridges just being trash? Let's call it what it is, right? OG not living up to his contract, right? Josh Hart, inconsistent. How long are we going to blame everyone else and not hold Jalen Brunson accountable? Because granted, he had 29 points and 7 assists last night. But let's talk about everything else besides those 29 points and 7 assists. You took it upon yourself to go one-on-one against CJ McCollum, and you cost us the basketball game. Now, we're going to talk about Mike Brown later because he needs to be held accountable as well. Jalen Brunson last night took the air out of the building. He was horrific. Turning the ball over. Couldn't defend at all. CJ McCollum had him on skates. On skates. You decided to not get no one involved. And how many times are you going to be able to get away with this? Maybe against the Atlanta Hawks. But what happens if you go up against Boston, Cleveland, Detroit? I've had enough of Jalen Brunson and his playing style. He needs to change immediately. It doesn't work, bro. I can't deal with it no more. I can't deal with it no more. You take all the shot attempts. You don't look for Karl Anthony Towns at all. At all. Soon as you sit down, the ball flows. Guys get up shots. Guys make shots. The game looks fun. It's played at a certain pace. As soon as you sit down, you are the only player probably in the NBA that is the best player on the team that when the team is playing good, we don't want you to come back in the ball game. I'm going to say that again. Jalen Brunson is the only player that's the best player on the team that when the team is playing well down the stretch and they have a lead, we don't want you to enter the game. I've never heard that ever in my life. Ever. You're supposed to be the guy that when we're up 8-10 and you come back in the game, you're supposed to push the lead and take us home. Not give away the lead and lose us the game. I'm going to repeat that. Tiger Girl, good morning. Big shout out to the chat. Big shout out to the members. Y'all see the Cash App, ABTV3. Y'all see the Instagram, AllBall TV 3 _. Hit that like button. Share, like, subscribe. I'm not yelling tonight. I'm not trolling. I'm not being funny. I'm not being entertaining. I'm keeping it real. I didn't sleep last night. I'm very humbled. Yes. AllBall has been humbled. Yes. I'm fine with being wrong. Right? Listen, we're not perfect. But I'm gonna repeat that. Jalen Brunson is the only star player that is the best player on his team, to where when you have the lead, we don't want him back in the game. That has never happened in sports history. When you're the best player on a team and you have the lead going down the stretch to end the game, you're supposed to come in and take us home. You do the total opposite. When is Jalen Brunson's flaws going to be addressed? When is Jalen Brunson's flaws going to be addressed? Seriously. We have an opportunity to win a championship. But because of Jalen Brunson and his playing style, it will hold us back. I've been a Jalen Brunson stan since he's been a Knick. I've been arguing and fighting with people over Jalen Brunson to the point where it's nothing you can tell me bad about Jalen Brunson. But Jalen Brunson, how could we pay you $70 million a year? How? How do you not understand what winning basketball is? Last night, you might have cost us the series. Last night, Jalen Brunson might have cost us the series. This is where you have to honestly think. It's not about one game, y'all. It's not about panicking and thinking you're going to lose in the first round. It's about, can we win a championship? Enough is enough. With the first round, the second round, the conference finals, can we win a championship? And can we do it with Jalen Brunson playing the way he plays and having the mindset that he has? One man, one band, one sound. When is someone going to hold Jalen Brunson accountable? Not players off the court. Because Dwayne Wade broke down beautifully what was going to happen in game 2. Not Becky Hammond. What about the players on your team? What about your coach? What about your coaching staff? What about your father that's on the coaching staff? If there's anyone that can help and tell Brunson that your style of play is not going to win us a championship, should be his father. What the hell is going on? How is he allowed to just have a one-on-one duel with CJ McCollum game 2 in the playoffs? We're not in the park. This is not rec. We are trying to win a championship. How are you allowed to do this? How are you allowed to put up all of these field goal attempts, play all these minutes, and no one says anything? How? Big shout out Ronnie 1986. Thank you for your 199. He has too much power in the organization. Hey, Ronnie, man, I really don't want to believe that, but you make a great point in watching last night. Brunson has all the power in the organization. Are we afraid to lose Jalen Brunson, that we just going to allow him to run amok and just do what he wants? Let's discuss the flaws of Jalen Brunson. Defensively, you are horrific, and everyone is scared to discuss it and talk about it. Now, at times, you're active on defense. You look like when you give effort, you can actually play defense. No one's asking you to be a DPOY. No one's asking you to be the best defensive player on a team or in the league. But too many times more than others, you can't defend anyone. Anyone, no matter who it is, right? So you mix that up with you don't share the ball. We have to sit and watch you just make bad decisions with the ball. You turn the ball over. You constantly dribble into double teams. You constantly dribble into triple teams on the sideline, down there on the baseline. You don't pass the ball. You are comfortable with just taking tough and bad shots. And you dribble the air out the ball and you pass the ball to a player when it's 4 or 5 seconds on the shot clock and we expect them to make something happen. This is on you, bro. This is on you. When are you going to acknowledge that? Game 1 and down the stretch in the regular season, you had success with the 1-2 punch combination with Karl Anthony Towns. How do you not see that? How are you not watching film on yourself and understanding, this is not winning basketball, not this style. Big shout out JR. Thank you for your $9.99. JB saw what was working in the first half and single-handedly chose to go into ISO mode. Mike Brown saw that CJ was making JB look like a cone on defense and chose not to put a better defender on him. Yo, JR, you couldn't have said that more perfectly. Mike Brown got caught up in the all of a sudden Jalen Brunson, Mike Brown competition. Mike Brown all of a sudden bought into CJ McCollum versus Jalen Brunson, and got outmatched and got outdueled. We're going to talk about Mike Brown. I'm not going to take too much of y'all time. But Jalen Brunson is starting to be the reason that we won't win. And last night, we all agreed. That was the first time that I didn't want to watch Jalen Brunson on the court. Last night was the first time in his 4 seasons as a Knick that I didn't want to see Jalen Brunson back on the floor. Jalen Brunson is the only player that when we are up, we don't want Jalen Brunson back in the game. Have you ever heard of that? This has happened numerous times. And this is why we can lose any series. This isn't about Atlanta. This isn't about Atlanta, because if we were playing Toronto or Cleveland or Orlando or this is not about Atlanta. This is about the Knicks. Game after game, making the same bonehead mistakes night in and night out. Big shout out, Gail Barry. Thank you for your $10. Miss you. Ain't see you in a while. Big shout out to you. JB needs to be traded this offseason. Along with the Nova boys. His father needs to go too. Brown is spineless and scared-ishless. What a display of selfishness. Hey, Gail Barry, I don't want to agree with you because I love Jalen Brunson. But at this point, Gail Barry, depending on what happens in the playoffs, you might be correct. You might be correct. I'm not with giving a player 5 to 10 years. No, it's no need to wait. This is going on your 4th season. Yes, we were in the Eastern Conference Finals, but now we have an opportunity to make it to the finals. And now we may lose in the first round. Gail Barry, thank you for your $10, and you are 100% correct. Jalen Brunson at this point is our best and our worst player on the Knicks. What he did last night is unexcusable. It's unexcusable. YouTube comment raider, man, what's happening, baby? As a basketball fan, forget being a Knicks fan. What Jalen Brunson did last night was disrespectful to the fans, was disrespectful to the Knicks organization, was disrespectful to his players, and it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. Jalen Brunson proved last night that he is a very selfish player, and he doesn't give a damn about anyone but himself. And he's done it too many times. Too many. This is not about the Atlanta Hawks. Let's forget the Atlanta Hawks. This is about the Knicks. No matter who we play, this is what happens. No matter who we play, we always get just cooked on defense. We can't defend the three. And everybody has historic nights against us. So this is not about Atlanta. Because this would happen no matter who we play against. No matter who we play against. It just happens to be the Atlanta Hawks. How do you have the best player in the series and he costs you games night in and night out? And he never holds himself accountable. He sits up at the podium. Now, later on tonight, Knicks Rehab, when all three of my brothers, when we all up here, y'all know Fabian, we're going to break everything down. We got video of Mike Brown, of Jalen Brunson. But Knicks fans, we need to be worried about Jalen Brunson and moving forward with him. All seriousness. All seriousness. Fellas, ladies, if you have a husband or wife, they treat you good. Fellas, your wife, she cooks, she cleans, she's beautiful, but she constantly gets caught cheating. Do you leave her or do you stay with her? Ladies, your man, your husband, he treats you right. He takes care of all the bills, but he constantly gets caught cheating. What do you do? That's Jalen Brunson. That is Jalen Brunson. He's the beautiful wife that does everything. Beautiful. The right body. Cooks, cleans. Amazing in other places. But she constantly cheats. That's Jalen Brunson. How long before you separate yourself from that? How long before we have to separate ourselves as the Knicks from Jalen Brunson? Top of New York, this is not about Cat. It's not about Anthony Edwards. I watched Ant-Man last night go up in Denver and beat the Denver Nuggets. It's not about, see, and that's the problem with us as Knicks fans and sometimes with basketball. You see how we are just quick to dismiss and not talk about Jalen Brunson? What does this have to do with Ant-Man and Cat? Jalen Brunson last night single-handedly lost us a playoff game. Not a regular season game, not a preseason game, a playoff game. And not only that, he took it upon himself to go one-on-one, one man, one band, one sound, and got his ass bust. Ignore the 29 points. He was 10 for 26. He had 7 assists, which none of those mattered, but maybe one, a great pass to Mitchell Robinson. Oh, and we're going to get to Mike Brown. But how long until all Knicks platforms discuss the problem with Jalen Brunson? When? Last season, in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pacers, up 15, less than 2 minutes, Jalen Brunson goes back in the game. We lose that game. I was at that game. Another moment in Jalen Brunson history where you said, don't put him back in the game. For everybody that just got in the building, we have the only player in sports history that when you're up and things are going good, you don't want him going in the game. You never heard that nowhere else. I'm going to say it again. We have the only player in sports history that when we're up 6 points, 8 points, 14 points, 20 points, and things are going good, you don't want him to go in the game. That ain't Mamba mentality. When you put your best player in the game with a lead, it's to increase the lead. It's to guarantee the win. You're not going to put Kobe Bryant in the game up 15 and lose. Kevin does. I don't understand that. Future business. Me and you had beef last night. I apologize to you. I was upset. I was wrong. I got to keep the same energy. I was wrong. And when I'm wrong, I can admit I'm wrong. My apologies, my brother. Still bad hairline. You know, we have jokes and fun, but I was wrong. Because I troll, so I got to be able to take it. So I hope you accept my apology because I'm a man. I was wrong. But we can't keep rewarding Jalen Brunson's big shots and ignore everything else. Yes, Jalen Brunson hits big shots. Yes, he wins us basketball games, right? But how many games does he lose us? How many? Yes, he's a big shot maker. Yes, he's one of the best clutch players in the NBA. But are we going to ignore last night because of that? So because Jalen Brunson is probably one of the best things that happened to the Knicks for I don't know how long, do we just ignore the bad? So there's no bad, there's just good. There's no bad, there's no ugly. There's just good. This is my point about Jalen Brunson. Everyone gets criticized. People said Michael Jordan didn't have a left. People say Michael Jordan isn't the GOAT. Jordan is critiqued and criticized. Brunson can't get criticized. Can't nobody in the huddle tell Brunson, pass the fucking ball? The coach can't hold Brunson accountable? Let's get on to Coach Mike Brown. Big shout out to Lights Down South BK. Thank you for your $4.99. As a Knicks fan, you've seen this before. Jalen has the mellow-itis. A delight, man. I thank you for your $4.99, but thank you for being a member and supporting I don't want to agree with y'all, but you might be correct. Hey, Sam Gale. Listen, Sam Gale, I love you. I'm not going back and forth with you today. You know what you're talking about, but I'm not getting carried away. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You can't tell me I'm getting carried away and we all watched the game last night together. Like, seriously, Sam Gale, we all watched the game together. How am I getting carried away? This also happened in the Eastern Conference Finals that cost us a game. At home. Where am I getting carried away at? I'm being nice. I'm being respectful. I'm not yelling. I'm not doing none of that. But where am I getting carried away at? What Brunson did last night. This happened before. This is costing us playoff series and playoff games. Sam Gale, Knicks Rehab, we stay in the moment. We stay in the moment. I only can talk about what happened last night, right now, the present. What he did last night is unacceptable. He's been here 4 seasons. And you know what? He's going to do it again. He hasn't shown that he grew from his mistakes, that he learned from his mistakes. He's going to do it again. I watched him in the Pacers series in the conference finals lose us a game by entering the basketball game. And last night he did it again. How can we ignore that? How? How? Once again, this is not about the Atlanta Hawks, because the Knicks, this can happen with anybody. We could have been playing Orlando, Toronto, Cleveland, but it doesn't matter. Philly, we find a way to lose and make things worse than what they are. Let's talk about Mike Brown. Let's talk about Mike Brown. Right? I want to bring up, because that's what I was doing all last night, looking on his phone. Let's talk about Mike Brown. So last night, Mitchell Robinson was having a historic night. Mitchell Robinson was 6 of 6 from the field, right? Mitchell Robinson, we all know the defender he is, the rebounder he is. Mitchell Robinson only played 18 minutes. I'm going to say it again. Mitchell Robinson only played 18 minutes. He was 6 of 6 from the field. Mike Brown, why did we see so much of Deuce McBride and Shamit? Deuce played 13 minutes. Shamit played 10 minutes. Why did Mitchell Robinson only play 18 minutes? Explain. Explain. Why did Mikal Bridges play 37 minutes? Why? Mike Brown, it's nights like last night where you should not be a head coach in the NBA, let alone for the Knicks. You watch Shamit and Deuce just both shoot us out of the game and allowed Atlanta to climb back and get back in the game. You allowed that. You allowed Jalen Brunson to just go out there and do what he wants. Mitchell Robinson only 18 minutes with the impact that he was having on the court last night. What? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You had a lineup on the court with no point guard. You had a lineup on the floor with no point guard. Jordan Clarkson only played 11 minutes. Jordan Clarkson only played 11 minutes, and he had more than Sherman and Deuce McBride combined. Jordan Clarkson played 11 minutes, had 7 points. Jordan Clarkson and Deuce McBride had 0 last night. Let's not talk about just the bad shots and the turnovers. Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson might be the worst duo in the NBA at this point. I'm going to say it again. Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson is the worst duo in the NBA playoffs at this point. You're not going to win like this. You're not going to win like this. You have a Karl Anthony Towns. How are you considered the best three-point shooting big man in NBA history? And we don't run plays for him to shoot the three. I'm going to say it again. How do you have the best shooting three-point big man in NBA history and we run no plays for him to shoot the three? We continuously get dog walked on defense. We continuously miss free throws. We continuously stay too long with certain lineups. And down the stretch, we are probably the lowest basketball IQ team in NBA history. We have trouble inbounding the ball. We don't have no play set up for what happened last night. Up, down one, CJ misses both free throws. So now you don't even have to have desperation to either tie the ball game with a three or take a bad shot. You actually have an opportunity to win the game. And when Josh Hart gets the ball, 5 seconds is more than enough time to sprint down and try to get a layup. I'd rather lose like that. Get your shot blocked. You have an opportunity to get fouled or make a tough layup shot. You know what we do? You panic and play hot potato and pass the ball to probably one of the worst players right now that the Knicks have in Todd Bridges and expect him to hit a game winner when all he cares about is his Iron Man status. We can't play defense. Our point guard is selfish. Our coach at times is an idiot and he's just soft as cotton. We have low basketball IQ. How the hell are we a third seed and expected to win a championship? That's what mind boggles me. We have all the recipes for disaster, and we still find a way to be successful. Think about that, y'all. All seriousness. We miss free throws. We can't defend. Our star player is selfish. Our other players never come to play. Nobody is playing up to their contracts. We probably are the lowest basketball IQ team in the playoffs, and we're still successful? How is that? Is the NBA that bad? Like, think about that. Like, seriously. Yo, man, for us to be in a matchup with the Atlanta Hawks. Alexander Walker didn't have a great game. Johnson didn't have a great game. Right? And we still find a way to lose. At one point, we were up 14. This is at home. Jalen Brunson is the problem. Jalen Brunson is the problem. And he's going to continue to be the problem. When is he going to look himself in the mirror? When is someone going to hold him accountable? When are Knicks fans going to hold him accountable? Like, seriously. Like, seriously. He doesn't get anyone involved. He gets cooked on defense. Sometimes his decisions with the basketball is just terrible. Whether it's turning the ball over, whether it's taking a tough shot, right? Whether it's not passing the ball and getting no one involved. When are we going to hold him accountable? When is the noise going to get so big that he's going to have no choice but to change? That's what needs to happen. When is it going to be so huge from the fans, from Knicks platforms, from Knicks media, from basketball media? When is it going to get so loud, so noisy that he's going to have no choice but to change? He's once again single-handedly lost us a basketball game in the playoffs. Are we not concerned? Like, now you have to have concerns that you may lose to the Atlanta Hawks. You may now have to be concerned that you may lose in the first round. Are we going to be up here hate watching our own team? This isn't about Quinn Snyder. This isn't about CJ McCollum. This isn't about the Atlanta Hawks. This isn't about the Detroit Pistons. This is about Jalen Brunson, man. When you are the best player in any sport, you get all the blame. You get held accountable. Football, baseball, hockey, basketball, volleyball, softball. I don't care what the sport is. If it's a team sport and you're the best player, you get held accountable. You get held accountable. You get held accountable. Chat, is my Wi-Fi still good? Is my sound still good? Is my Wi-Fi still good? Is my sound still good? Please, someone give me a thumbs up, please. Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson is a bad combination. Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson is the worst duo in the playoffs. And good basketball teams and good head coaches, they know how to exploit that. Thank y'all, chat. Love y'all. I'm going to say it again. Jalen Brunson and Mike Brown is the worst duo in the playoffs. And good coaches and good basketball teams knows how to exploit that. If this was Cleveland, Detroit, Boston, we would be down 0-2. We would be down 0-2. We are lucky it's the Atlanta Hawks. That's why I say it's not about the Hawks. This is about the Knicks. We've all said it all season. There's only one team standing in front of the Knicks. It's the mirror. It's themselves. Jalen Brunson and Cat proved that the two-man game can work and we can win. And Jalen Brunson decided last night, I'm going to go one-on-one against CJ McCollum. And forgot it's a playoff series. It's not a regular season single game. It's a playoff series. But Bluesman King, it ain't about us winning the series. I'm not worried about the series. I'm worried about the Knicks, bro. I need y'all to understand and hear me. I'm not worried about the series. I'm worried about the Knicks and Jalen Brunson. What happens in the second round? What happens in the third round? What happens in the finals? Do y'all not understand the teams that are waiting for you in the next couple rounds? You think this style that we play with Jalen Brunson and Mike Brown is going to beat Boston? It's going to beat Detroit? It's going to beat Cleveland? It's going to beat Denver? It's going to beat the Spurs? It's going to beat OKC? This is not the regular season. It's over. This is the playoffs. Do y'all see what Wemby is doing? Do y'all see what OKC is doing? Do you see how Boston is handling Philadelphia? Do you see how Cleveland is taking care of their business against Toronto? This is about the Knicks and Jalen Brunson. This is about the Knicks and Jalen Brunson. This ain't about the Atlanta Hawks. No matter who we would have played in the first round, we always find a way to lose. This could have been Philly. No Embiid. Paul George playing like shit. And we would still find a way to lose. We have a major problem. And it's the guy to the right of me. Your left, my right. We have a major problem. And his name is Jalen Brunson. He doesn't want to play team basketball. Once again, Brunson is the beautiful wife that does everything. She's beautiful. She's sexy. She cooks. She cleans. She talks to you nice. She's amazing in other areas, right? She constantly gets caught cheating. Do you stay with that person? All the great things Jalen Brunson does, he has two things that erases all of that. So once again, the beautiful wife that does everything great, that one thing she does erases all of that. Brunson does two things that erases his greatness for the Knicks. His selfishness and being horrific on defense. So all the big shots he's going to make, all the clutch games he's going to have, all the All-NBAs he's going to have, all the All-Star appearances he's going to have, all the 50-plus win seasons he's going to have, all the playoff appearances he's going to have, all the Eastern Conference Finals appearances he's going to have, all of that success, averaging 30 in the playoffs, averaging between 26 and 30 in the regular season. All that gets erased when you talk about decision-making, his selfishness, and not being able to defend and causing you playoff games. It has to be said. If it takes me to be the bad guy, like I told you, I don't want to meet nobody. I don't want to talk to none of them. I don't want their autographs. I don't want a picture. I don't want to follow. I don't want to DM. I don't want any of that. If it takes me to be the bane of this shit, to be the bad guy, to get it through these mother thick skulls, then I'll be that guy. Someone has to tell the truth. Someone has to tell the truth. Once again, it's not about this series. Should we still win the series? Yes. Am I going to be excited? Yes. But it's not about this series. It's about moving forward. It's about the future. It's about winning a championship. Ray Floyd, I see you. Go to hell, Ray Floyd. Ray Floyd, I see you through my peripheral, whatever that shit is. Go to hell, Ray Floyd. Big shout out to you. Y'all see the Cash App, ABTV3. Y'all see the Cash App, ABTV3. Y'all see the Instagram page, AllBall TV 3 underscores. Please hit that like button, share, like, subscribe, become a member. But if anything, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I just had to come up here and speak my piece. All three of us will be up here later on tonight to do Knicks rehab. We're going to react and discuss Mike Brown at the podium, Jalen Brunson at the podium. Y'all already know Flea and Fabian. No telling what they're going to say. But going to go back live in the afternoon. May try to react to what Dwayne Wade said. Definitely going to react to what Jalen Brunson said at the podium and Mike Brown. But this shit is crazy, man. And now, if this series goes 6-7 games and we continuously lose games like this, you now have to have the discussion. Do we think about getting rid of Jalen Brunson? We can talk about Tall Bridges and OG. Yeah, we can do that. But eventually we may have to have that discussion, y'all. If we continuously in the playoffs can't put our best player in the game when we're up, what do we do? What do we do? Hey, Wayne Peterson, I'm a Brunson stan. That's what makes this diabolical. How long can you be a stand and glaze something and it just crushes you every time? Yo, listen, man. Hey, Mike Steezo, my DMs is on fire. The way I'm getting trolled, you know, I talk a whole lot of shit. I talk so much shit about my Knicks, it's insane. But listen, man, we're going to have a lot of uncomfortable conversations once this playoffs is done. Whether it's the first round, second round, third round, or the finals. Anything short of winning a championship, we are going to have a very uncomfortable conversation. It's not uncomfortable to talk about OG and Tall Bridges. Sorry. Them niggas can go. I've been saying that. That's not an uncomfortable conversation. I've been telling Fabian and Flea, Deuce is overrated. I've been saying that. Y'all know. Y'all up here with us. I argue with my brothers all the time. Deuce is overrated. So those conversations for me are not going to be uncomfortable. If you have to get rid of OG, Todd Bridges, or Deuce, that ain't uncomfortable for me. Hey, bless one. Bless one. The uncomfortable conversation. Once this season is over, my brother, Come on now. We thorough up here. All good, all love, always. Before I run, we're going to see y'all later. Listen, see y'all in the afternoon. See y'all tonight, Knicks Rehab. Me, Fabian Flea. We have a lot to say. But Knicks fans, are y'all ready to have that uncomfortable conversation? Barney Rubble, my Knicks are in trouble. Until I see y'all later, SpaghettiOs.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
Deja un like, comentario.
Y suscribe.